So we are on Saturday, 25th of October. So this is my first week in the second training block. You can hear the mosque in the background. This is the upside of living in the Middle East. You get the mosque and the prayers at 5 in the morning. So I had a deload week last week, which was very much needed. So the final week of my second training block was very intense. I think I pushed it maybe slightly too far because last week, I was very fatigued. All my recovery metrics were in the bin. But I recovered pretty well last week. Not to 100%, I would say. So my HRV is still in the orange, but all my metrics have basically improved. I monitor this all the time. Like, obviously, I don't always listen to it or like take it as an absolute value. It is very dark in here, so let's see if I can fix this. Yeah, maybe this is better. Yeah, so I would say I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 at the moment in terms of my sleep recovery. But these things are always a bit volatile. Like, you're obviously not going to feel it 100% all the time, especially not when you're doing this volume of training. So it's Saturday now. I have a big ass run now. Woke up at 4:15, which is very early. I went to bed at 8:30 yesterday. Proper grandma again. But we have a 30k run today. So I'm going to be running this one just at an easy, steady pace, probably around 5:30. So the goal for this run is not to push any speeds, it's just simply get low intensity volume in. It's an easy long run, but they're not really easy because the sheer volume of running 30k is obviously, it's a lot. I mean, it's a big ass run. And so for the first 1 to 2 hours, it should be fairly easy because it's dark. The sun's not going to come out until about an hour, maybe even over an hour. So we're gonna smash this run now, see how it goes. My runs otherwise this week have been very good, I would say. I did a track session as well on Tuesday, which I'm going to be doing every week now going forwards. I'm actually doing this run track with Inner Fight, which is like it's like a performance / endurance. They have a gym. They also do other things. So I'm joining them for the track session Tuesday every week. And I'm obviously then doing on top all of my other training. So this week my total volume of running is actually higher than planned. I think it's gonna get to almost 90k. So I need to see that I don't overdo it, because obviously we want to make sure that next 5 weeks are on point and no injuries. So given this is a 30k run, I actually have 7 gels with me. I had a big carb day yesterday as well. Pretty much all of my days are high carb now because I'm doing 5 runs a week now and only 2 lifting sessions. I really enjoy the split actually because I'm outdoors a lot, just running outdoors. Only 2 days in the gym lifting, and then I do 1 to 2 runs on the treadmill every week as well, because it's still, the temperatures have dropped a lot, but it's still warm outside. Like, you're still gonna be sweating like crazy. It's still, I think, close to 30 degrees during the day. So we are 6.5k in. I'm running at a 5:30 pace. My heart rate is staying below 130, which is great. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I would have expected my legs to be very heavy, but they are fine. The only issue I have is I desperately need to go to the toilet, and they are all locked. So I'm now running towards, I'm on the bike track, I'm running towards like a restaurant complex to see if it's open and go there, because yeah, don't want to shoot myself, so hopefully they're open. We're 16k in, just over half, so still holding the same pace, same heart rate. That was a beast. Finished around 30k on a 5:30 pace, 2 hours 45 in total. My heart rate stayed very low, I think. Let me check. All stats, heart rate. Average 133, which is very good, that's very low. I feel very fit. I think I expected to feel more fatigued this week because I've done already a good chunk of runs, outdoors as well. But I do think it's the temperature is dropping, and every time the temperature drops, even if it's just 1 or 2 degrees, you feel the difference. And this is obviously the benefit of training in the heat. Like, your body is so conditioned that as soon as it gets cooler, you don't feel the impact as much anymore from doing all these beastie sessions. Like, when I started my prep and you're running in the heat or in a different climate or in humidity or whatever, you can almost feel that you're not going anywhere, like you're not progressing. Sometimes even that you've lost fitness because you need to run slower and your heart rate is higher and you just don't feel as fit. Like, recovery takes longer as well, but then all of a sudden, you know, it clicks. I'm gonna smash some electrolytes now. I'm very thirsty. I finished all of my water. And then I will go and get a cold bath in. So it's Sunday now. We are in the car again. Always multitasking. Driving, filming. No texting, because obviously that's not good. But I feel pretty recovered. I mean, as recovered as you can be after running 30 kilometers. My legs are slightly sore, but it's the first day today, this morning when I woke up, that my HRV is back in the green. So success, finally, after 2 weeks. It's taken me a while to recover from all this training. I'm actually on the way now to go to Dubai Active, which is it's kind of like a fitness event. I mean, fitness event is like it's an expo, something like that. It's like 3 days of different kind of things, but I'm actually going there to attend a business development talk or event. So that's what I'm doing now. So we've had another early wake up this morning. No sleeping in. Usually I take my Sundays to have a no alarm day, but obviously that wasn't possible today. But I went to bed relatively early yesterday, around 10:30, and then I woke up at 6:30. So I had almost 8 hours of sleep, 7.5. This is my lower limit. I think in the first half of my prep, or generally over the summer as well, I don't know why, but very often I had less than 7 hours of sleep, and it's just no good. It's no good. Like, no good. Sometimes it's necessary, but yeah, it makes you feel. For a few days it's fine, but if it's a constant thing, it's just gonna feel fucked. You know. Need to make sure you stay a grandma and sleep enough. But we're gonna go to this talk now, or to this event. It's with James Smith, actually. I like the guy. A lot of people hate him, but I love him. He's just a very honest, he's very honest, and I quite like that he's very successful, but he's always stayed humble, as in down to earth, I think. And especially compared to other people, other business mentors or other people who have had success in with a fitness business or social media. So I'm gonna attend his business event. I wasn't, initially I was a bit like, oh, should I really go there? Because at the end of the day, what he does isn't really in line with what I do. He's obviously very much like social media, content creation, growing a following. And I think it's very different from growing like a coaching business. I think there's obviously different ways you can do things. But when he had a fitness business, it's very different from what I do. He basically created a mass community or like an app, probably for like very beginner people, you know, when people didn't know what calories were or how to track their food or how to lift weights and stuff. But still I like some of the things that he does, just in terms of the quality of the content, getting the messaging out, having structure with the social media. So hopefully we will learn some things and can take away some stuff from this. Otherwise, and I'm also obviously not just going there for this. I want to attend this event. It's good sometimes to just get around people who do similar things to you, like either other coaches, other business owners, other people who are into training and fitness. So let's just see if there are some. We're about to start a big ass run. 19k, 3k at a 5 pace, 14k at a 4:42 pace, and in the last 2k at a 4:36 pace. It's gonna be hard, very hard. So this run was absolutely insane, like they always are. I could have actually PB'd my half marathon this morning. I could have probably pushed a sub 140, even though I would say PBing runs on the treadmill for me really doesn't count as much. Depends on the treadmill. I think my treadmill is actually very hard, but usually it's easier to run on the treadmill, so I wouldn't count a distance or a time on the treadmill as a proper PB. But anyway, so I ran the full 19k at an average pace of 4:44, which is great. So I actually did a 1k warm up, then I did 2k at a 5-minute pace. I did almost a full 14k at a 4:42. I had somewhere in the middle, like 2 times 500 meters where I brought the pace back to 5 minutes. Because yeah, it was tough as fuck, like very hard. And then the final 2k I ran at a 4:36, which was surprisingly pretty good. So what I've noticed with my running is once I get to like 15k, maybe like 10 to 15k, I almost find it easier. Like this is when my body really gets into the rhythm. I can still push faster paces towards the end. I've consumed 4 gels during this run as well. Actually, every 20 minutes I took one. Just very much needed because, yeah, this makes a difference. Like obviously it comes down to training as well, but the fueling is so important, especially when you're doing hard runs. Like it will make the difference whether you can hold the pace for the entire duration or actually find a different gear towards the end of it. And then the other thing I would say is, I just posted this on my Instagram as well. So I ran my first, so to me, running sub 5-minute paces, I've always looked at that and I was like, fuck, that is hard, that is fast. I ran my first sub 50-minute 10k, so running at a 4, whatever, I think it was a 4:59 at that point, or just sub 5 in 2022. This was also the first time where I really took my running seriously, when I prepped for my first marathon. And I remember it was hard as fuck. Like for me, running at a sub 5-minute pace was really a push. and I had to go all out to manage that on the 10K. Back then, I did that randomly sometimes, which obviously I wouldn't recommend anyone doing. I think going out on training session and trying to PB your distances, yeah, it's probably the stupidest thing you can do because it will fuck you over. Like, so today I could have PB'd my half marathon, but I didn't, even though it would have just been 2 more kilometers, like pushing really hard. But this will make, like, this can actually fuck over your recovery. So you stick to the plan and you don't do less, but you also don't do more. I think that is just equally important. So yeah, I ran my first 10K at a sub 5 minute in 2022. But after that, until I would say the end of 23 or even the beginning of 24, my running didn't progress as much. Like, yes, I could hit maybe sub 50 minute 10K. I could run long distances. Yes, I could run fast at times, but I didn't make huge jumps in my running. And the biggest difference is purely my running wasn't as consistent as it is now. If you want to progress and you want to get to a certain level, whether that's with your body composition, with your running performance, it's just the training needs to be there, like year round, every month, every week, 365 days a year. And you just cannot have gaps in there, because you might think that you are consistent, but you're probably not as consistent as you think you are. Very often, like, people go to the gym, they've been going to the gym for maybe 2 years, 3 years, they might have been running for some time, but it was either, yes, maybe more consistent than some other people. It's not that hard, let's be honest, but it's not as consistent as it needs to be to actually see the progress stacking on top of each other. And this is why, and sometimes I feel like I sound like a broken record, but this is why it's so important to phase your training. Because if you're just following a training plan, or you're doing X many sessions every week or whatever, and there is no like a real purpose behind it, yes, you might actually unknowingly sometimes even drop your consistency in your training, because maybe you reach a goal or you do something and then you don't have the exit or the after goal or what's going to happen after planned into your training or into your year or into the months. And then yes, you might still think that you're being consistent because maybe yes, you are still hitting the gym or you're still going for the runs, but there is no progression in there anymore. And that's how people think that they've hit the plateau, or they think that they are training hard or they're training a lot, which yes, might be true, but there is a big difference between progressing consistently or training in a way that will get you to progress consistently and just training consistently. Very big difference. So I had a big fucking dilemma this morning. I was supposed to go to Dubai to join a track session and then do my other session after, like my threshold intervals after on the track, then work there and then do a sports massage at 3 p.m. But I set my alarm yesterday for 4:20 and accidentally I set the one for Saturday, so I have different alarms across the week. So one for my usual day, then one for Saturday, which is a lot earlier because I have my long run on Saturday. So instead of waking up at 4:20, I woke up at 6 a.m. And the track session starts at 6 a.m. So we're not at the track session, obviously. But yeah, it's fine. Obviously, it's my own fault. But I'm gonna go out now here and do my threshold intervals, so my interval run outside here. Then I will get work done, and then I still have to drive to Dubai, probably around lunchtime or early afternoon, depending on what the traffic is like, to then go and do a sports massage at 3 p.m. I booked that in some time ago to just get a recovery treatment in. So the temperatures are fine. I was a bit sad this morning because yeah, I was really looking forward to this day, going to the track session, spending the day in Dubai, going for the sports massage. But on the flip side, I got over 9 hours of sleep, so my energy and the body today, they're on another level. Boxed off that run 4 times 2k at a 4:30. I was slightly faster. I believe I hit around 4:28 to 4:29, which is great. I think this is the first time I'm managing to run these outdoors. I remember a couple of weeks ago when I started the prep, it was just not possible. There is a cat. Hello. Okay, she's camera shy. I just couldn't hit these paces. I had to do these runs indoors. But yeah, I'm very happy with this run today, especially because I had a very hard run yesterday. And I need to look at my training a bit as well, because I'm actually doing almost like 2 hard runs back to back, even though this is obviously much shorter. It's sub 60 minutes, including the warm-up. So only the work distance or the work time is 40 minutes, less than 40 minutes. So just finished my lifting session. I had a sports massage yesterday. So yesterday was absolutely not my day. First I had the issue with my alarm. And then I drove to Dubai, I got my sports massage done, just for recovery and like maintenance. And then on the way back, I sat in the car for 2.5 hours because there were so many accidents on the roads. And yeah, then I got home at 8:30. This is another reason why I never leave training sessions for the evening, because you just don't know what happens during the day. So still got everything done. My intervals yesterday and today, so Wednesday is always the day where I just have a lifting session. This is almost like, I wouldn't call it a recovery day because I still push my strength, but it's obviously an on-running day. So the way I do this right now, if you want to combine obviously lifting and running, or you want to do a running event and also work on the body composition side and lift in the gym, I just cycle my training. So my training doesn't change between whether I'm focused on my body composition or a performance goal. The training stays the same. It's just the volume of each component that changes. So previously, from May until August, I was focused on my body composition, fat loss. I was lifting 4 days a week. I was only running 2 days a week initially, and then I did 3 lifting sessions over the summer and 3 runs because I was more outdoors. I was back home. And then I just in August or September, when I started my marathon prep, I changed the volume of each. So I brought my lifting down, my running up, calories and carbs up. I think sometimes people can overcomplicate this. They think it's 2 separate things, like train for aesthetics or train for performance. No, it's the same. Like you do both. So we're coming to the end of this day now. I'm actually gonna, it's a bit dark here. I'm gonna get a big oats bowl in now. It's 8:15 and then I will go to bed. I need a good night's sleep again. These 9 hours that I got by accident on Monday were just amazing. So I'm gonna try and get over 8 hours in for my run tomorrow. And I'm currently on 330 grams of carbs, which is not enough. So I'm gonna do a big oats bowl, like 100 grams of oats, blueberries, honey, just to get over 400 grams of carbs in, even though this will get me with my calories above my target for today. My macros are slightly off, so I've eaten too much protein today, which is weird. So I've eaten almost 200 grams of protein, not even sure why. But yeah, I still want to get the carbs in. I mean, this will cancel itself out in terms of like the intake. I'm not massively over my calories, but just like by maybe 200 or 300. But it's fine. It's always important when you're doing these runs. So tomorrow I have a tempo run, 18k, broken down into 3k easy fast, then 7k at a 5, 1k easy, 7k at a 450. It's not a super hard run, but it's still quite long for 18k, and I want to make sure I can hit everything and perform well. So we're gonna get the oats bowl in now and then go to bed. This will also be the end of this YouTube, because otherwise it's gonna get very unstructured when I do like multiple days and multiple things in one video. But as always, most important thing when you're doing these training sessions is obviously the training, but the carb intake as well. Like, just know what your focus is, whether it's performance fuel or fat loss. That's really, for the majority, the only difference, depending on what your goal is. If you have a fat loss goal, obviously you need to make sure we stay in a deficit, but then I also wouldn't have a fat loss goal in a marathon prep. I just think you can try, like for some people it works, but for me, no, I don't think it's a good idea. I think it can fuck up a lot of things as well, like you could almost enjoy the prep less, enjoy your training less, be very fatigued 24/7. If you're doing maybe a marathon prep that is smaller in volume and not as intense, and you're just trying to get through it, or then maybe it's fine to stay in a deficit. But definitely not for me. Once you fuel your training properly, especially running, you will never want to not do it because it just makes such a massive difference. So the next YouTube will be coming. We are now 6 weeks out from the event, or 6.5. So from once we finish this week, it's going to be 6 more weeks. So I have 4 or 4.5 more weeks of like proper training. Then I have a 2-week taper, so where I bring the training volume down, and then obviously the race. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan for the rest of the year, and then we're gonna relax for a bit, Christmas, and enjoy the life.